Hey, everybody. Welcome to our Thursday night drawing. I hope wherever you are, you're warm. I am in my studio, which is the coldest room in my house, and I'm covered with lots of clothes. Looks like Timmy is too.
Yeah.
So, um, uh, we don't have to be outside. The good thing about drawing is we're inside. For those of you that know about us, you know what Visual Arts Passage is. We are um, a mentorship program, online program that helps people develop careers and as illustrators and painters. Um, if you don't know about us, check us out. We'll probably talk about it a little bit tonight, but we are not, Drawing Hive is just not a gift to the world. It's something that we put effort into, and it's part of our educational program. So, and it is kind of a gift to the world. So anyway, we got a fun topic tonight. I don't know who ended up really coming up with this. I kind of think it was Timmy when I went back and looked at.
I think it
Um,
was Timmy.
so we were doing animal stewards. It is episode 283. I love this photograph.
Oh, that's a great
It's a
photo.
good one.
Not researching Jane Goodall, obviously one of the probably the first person that I thought of. My timeline, a couple of others that we're not doing that I did think of, but that just different time period. But probably not a better ambassador to the animal world than Jane, um, and the others that we're going to talk about tonight. So, first photograph. I love this photograph.
Hmm.
I just think it's very charming and says so much about her and her life. Um, Timmy chose this photograph. I'm glad you found it, Timmy. You would think with all the publicity, everything on him was like an advertisement. Everything was a pose
Yeah.
shot, and he found something that was very candid here, and it's got nice lighting, which is unusual for both. So it's a really nice photograph of Steve Irwin.
It's a
Also,
great photo
didn't
and
know
some
Steve
tiny
Irwin.
shorts.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say didn't know Steve Irwin was kind of hot. So.
yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
then the great David Attenborough.
Hmm.
And just a stellar photograph. Uh,
Yeah,
I
that
love
is.
that. I love that shot of him. Very, it kind of feels like an Andrew Wyeth already, doesn't it?
Yes, it
It
does.
kind of looks like Andrew Wyeth and has a nice Andrew Wyeth feel to it. Um, and then Christian Cooper. Um, all are great photos. If you haven't been here with us before, try doing a number of them. If you want to focus on doing one, that's fine too. But we do three poses. We do two 20-minute poses and one 40-minute pose, or somewhere along that lines. Um, and I'm set. I'm ready to draw. Timmy, you got anything else you want to add to it?
Just if this is your first time joining us, please draw along. That's part of the fun. It really is. It's my favorite part, seeing everybody's art at the end of the night. So, if you want to partake, if you want to be part of it, you want to draw with us, please join our Discord server. If you don't know what Discord is, don't get too stressed out. It's a fun little message board that we all hang out on throughout the week and during the episode, and it's where everybody shares their art during the ep. I will be showing all the art at the end of the night, so I'll drop a link there, and I really recommend joining. It's very fun. It's my favorite part, and also it's getting livelier, so I like that.
Me
Uh,
too.
Also, we're streaming straight to YouTube. This is a little test, and it's weird. Um, but three people are watching us on YouTube right now, so
Awesome.
we got three viewers on YouTube. So whoa,
Hey,
watch
for the first
out!
time going live, I'll
Yeah,
take it.
yeah. All right, this will be a fun one. Um, I grew up with the Steve Irwin. Steve Irwin was a big part of my childhood.
Oh, he's fantastic.
What was fun about it was he was like, um, it was like the only like live kind of reality. I know it's not reality TV because it was a nature show, but kind of when when like entertainment went from like documentaries and they kind of were like, oh, people want some of this like reality in it too.
Right, you never knew what was going to happen, like if it was going to go
Yeah,
well or not for Steve.
yeah. It felt it was it had the aesthetic of a show that was like an educational show, but it felt like, oh yeah, like it pulled a lot of the same levers that reality TV does. Not like, I'm not talking about like toxic reality TV, but like
Like good reality.
yeah, just like we don't know what's gonna happen. This is exciting. He was so goofy.
Oh, his energy is just fantastic.
You know, his kids are like carrying the torch too.
Oh, my kids and husband and I, we are working through their show about their zoo called Crikey.
It's called Crikey. That's great.
It's like Crikey, the Australian Zoo or something like that. But we've been working through it, and it's been really fun. And they pay homage to Steve, and then also like so they'll show some of the animals they have from when Steve
Yeah.
was working with them, and so like they'll talk about how they interacted with him with their dad, and then they talk about just active conservatorship for different species. Like it's really great. The kids love it.
Oh,
We enjoy
nice.
it.
Um, that's funny because in the subject line of the email, I said Crikey.
I know, so I thought
And
you've been watching the show too.
no, in fact, I sent that. And then literally like 2 or 3 minutes after sending it, I was like, I'm pretty sure. I was like 99% sure crikey is like not a bad word. Like, I was just like, I just sent that to a lot of, like, we have a pretty large email list. And I was like, yikes. It would be more scary to send something like that to our email list than like social. And so I was just like, oh, and then I just Googled it real quick. Because you never know. It's one of those things where you're like, oh, I say it all the time. And you
We're
just,
familiar with it being someone else's slang, but are we
yeah.
really
But
sure we know what it means? Yeah.
I was just like, oh, I just threw that one. Got lucky.
Jimmy, I was going to use it in our in our headline on the first slide, but I didn't know how to spell it properly, so I
Yeah.
decided not to.
that's, that's about how much the research process went for you. You're like, I do have this device with infinite knowledge at my fingertips.
The old Google box.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Cassandra, have you been, because you're iced in and soon to be snowed and iced in,
Hmm.
does that help the productivity because there's nothing else to
No,
do, or
no,
does it
because I
just
have
destroy it?
two, like, actually three if you count the dog, balls of energy, just being like, hey, 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 hey. So,
That's a big problem around my house. I mean, I can let my dog out, but he's dependent, let him out in the backyard, run around, but he's dependent on me walking him every day for like 4 or 5 miles. So
yeah,
it's
Wow.
really bothering. He's pestering me all the time.
yeah, yeah. And so, but then my dog also does not like the ice, and but she's got all this energy. So we're trying to get the energy out of her, trying to keep the kids entertained. But, it's getting old. They've been home from
Yeah.
school all week because of the ice storm we got.
Um, People, I opened the chat to the public, so toggle it to everyone. Let us know where you're drawing from, and if you're iced in, what materials you're using. I guess.
I haven't even looked, Cassandra. You got market markers out?
Yep, yep. It's just so easy to set up with them. So,
I'm trying something new.
what are you using?
I'm using I mean I've done these on paper, but I've never done it on a wood panel.
Hmm.
These are the Neo Color.
Ooh,
They melt with water. And so I thought I would kind of like block this in. Not going to do an incredible drawing here, but block this thing in and then uh, come at it with water and then try to glaze over the top of it with acrylics and then paint back into it. How that
that's
works,
awesome.
I'm not sure.
I've
I
never tried the Neo Color before. Are
Well,
they expensive or?
no, they're very inexpensive,
Oh, that's cool.
as I remember. The one thing I don't have is I don't think I have a black. Where's the dark one? So I need-
Yeah, Sabrina says
Yeah.
her driveway is a skating rink, which th it's really funny. There's been videos from around here of people putting on ice skates and like ice skating down the road.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, that's very fun. I love that. I had a fun neighborly conflict. I
Oh.
live Yeah, it's very fun. It's fun. It's very funny in my opinion. I live really close to an apartment building, and the entrance to their parking lot goes to the front of my driveway, and
Hmm.
they snowplowed their parking lot, right? And obviously, when you have a displacement of a ton of snow, you got to put it somewhere.
Oh
And
no.
the guy with the plow just completely blocked in my driveway.
Oh no.
There's not a we didn't get hit with a ton of snow here. Like we got baby snow. Like I was of the opinion I'm like God, come on people, like let it melt. But I call him and I'm like they're like what do you need? Because they know they're gonna call for me. There's a problem, and I'm like guys
Hmm.
just look. And they look and they're like oh yeah that's bad. We will fix that, right? And so they get their person, they fix it, whatever. And so it wasn't heated, but when they fixed my driveway because I'm across this like directly across the street from them, they just plowed it into the street, and so my entire neighborhood, and so I could get out now, but my entire neighborhood was blocked into the
No.
neighborhood, and it was like it was just one of those things where you're like guys pretty much all roadways are essential. like, like, I understand we have you know, that there's no deficit where we have a surplus that we're trying to
But there's got to
obscure,
be
but
non-road areas that they could
yeah.
aim that
But
snow.
I thought it had been resolved, and my mom showed up. She drove into my house, and she was like, the people across the street just blocked everyone in your neighborhood in." So loved it. Yeah. Um, so that was fun. But yeah, no, I like to I like to give people a chance when there's a problem like that to take the high road, and they did. It was nice,
That's good. That's good.
you know. So, but
Especially if it's a very obvious thing like that.
yeah, everybody, I dropped a link to the Discord channel, so if you want to join us, you want to be part of the community, I recommend it. It's fun. Cassandra? So are you just booking it right now, Cassandra, for a show, or is this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I kind of lost a lot of time, so I have a bunch to get done, and we'll just see how that goes. But the piece that's due tomorrow, I finished. So that part's good.
When when you have, I'm assuming a lot of people can relate to this. Kids in our career, and like when you're home, I work from home. Like when your space, it's so hard to
Hmm.
concentrate whenever someone else is here, like during a work time. Do you have like a protocol for that, or you just like politely just say like I need some space, or
I sometimes I have to move from my studio to the kitchen at
mhm,
kitchen table and just set up there. And it seems like the minute I start going, they need something. So I try to be
yeah,
like, okay, can we get all the things you think you need done in this moment? And then I can just sit for a while and get stuff done.
hmm,
And sometimes that works. So
yeah,
that's about as close as it gets.
that's that's tough. So do you ever hit a point where I did this week where it's like certain point where like productivity where you're just like this is not I could force myself for another hour and a half to sit here and try to make this good, like what I'm trying to do, but I'm just dragging myself through the mud like to do it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's
do
like this
you
is just
do
not
you
happening.
know when do you call it, when do you call it and just say like I'm gonna go for a run, or I'm gonna work out, or I'm gonna do this with the kids, because no amount of guilt or shame is gonna like make me work better right now. Does that make sense?
Oh, totally. Yeah, no, especially in days like this. Well, and one of my kids has been sick too, so it's just to the point where like, okay, I'm better used being here for them, and then what I'll do is I'll talk to my husband and be like, all right, you've got putting him to bed tonight. I'm gonna just stay up real late. I had a night this week where I was up till about 2, just getting much farther on the piece that I needed to be so that I could make the deadline. And so
Yeah.
doing that, things go so much faster because then I can just stay focused. I'm not up and down and all over the place.
Yeah. Man, a deadline helps so much.
Yeah,
Like a
I am a
close
deadline
deadline.
person. If I don't have a deadline, then I'm like, we'll get to it.
I battle that all the time because my deadlines are usually pretty loose. Get what done you can get done, and then deliver it when you're finished.
Hmm.
Um, and um, I kind of like it. I mean, I told you the last couple of weeks of uh, wanting to be more diligent about doing finishes and
Hmm.
getting finished things done. I'm doing this tonight where I'm kind of exploring a little bit because I finished up a couple of drawing Hive pieces and went back to them and picked them up and thought, okay, I'm gonna try to put some effort in this. But I don't think I don't think gotten so used to it. I don't think deadlines make that much difference to me anymore. I mean, it's like obviously as an illustrator, you had to, or if you're having to being part of a show, you got to deliver. Somebody wants something on a certain time period, but I think I just kind of do what I can do all the time. Um, and then kind of giving up, like, okay, well, I can't I can't kill myself trying to get this done, which I used to
Yeah.
try to do that all the time.
I had a deadline snafu like last month. I was working on an edit. So for those who don't know, I edit like short docs, stuff like that, and I I'm like been working on it all week, guys. I've been busy, right? And
Hmm.
I had not. But I was like, this is fine. I have plenty of time. I just they need it was as simple as like you want a client to feel like they're front burner. That's all. It's just like I had other priorities. So they think I'm working on it, but truthfully it's just they're a little bit back burner for other priorities. And so I open up the file. I'm going to hit the deadline, no problem. I open up the file. I have audio and video. Video looks great. I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun to edit. And I have to sync audio. They always have a sound guy that will send me the audio. And I realize I start listening to the audio and it's all like Irish accents. And I'm editing for people in New York City. And I'm like, someone sent me the wrong audio.
Oh no.
So I'm like, oh no, it's going to be revealed. And so I had to be like, I just had to own up to it. I try to get somebody to laugh in a situation like that. The most common thing is like you'll see it, the meme of requesting access to a Google Drive folder the night something's due. you know,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, it's a nightmare. It wasn't that bad. I
Did you
just had,
tell him, hey, I've been really trying to translate all this, but it's just too much time. I need some help here. Can you help me out?
yeah, no, I just owned up to it and was like, luckily everybody that is in that field is pretty funny, so they don't
Hey,
care.
Ray,
Hey everyone.
Hey, Ray.
Timmy, I would have just asked for more money. I'm like, yeah, Irish accents is going to be extra.
There was a brief moment where I was like, I'm sure there's a way for me to flip this and make it their fault. Because technically I was provided the wrong audio. But no. Ray, you're flipping things? What's going on?
I don't know.
You came in here and you're immediately flipping things. What's going
Yeah, I
on?
came in. I came in here kind of hot. So yeah, we're I'm still trying to find the steering wheel, and the car is racing down the
Yeah.
throughway. So uh, now I'm just isolating some things and kind of clarifying the reference for myself. That's all. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Doing good.
Sandra and I had a good class here the night, right? We got
Oh
it
man,
all,
I can't
all set up for you, man.
Yeah, you're gonna have fun.
see. This is why I always go second because Cassandra does all the work.
I don't know about that, but
You know. Actually, it's actually hard to go second because it's like, boy, I hope I don't give bad advice.
I'm
You
always
know,
terrified I'm stepping on your guys' toes. Like, oh, they just said some really cool stuff. I want to make sure I'm like following through with that.
it's mostly John and I going off on like, you know, who was a great illustrator?
That nobody knows about.
Yeah, that nobody knows about. Let's talk about Dan content for
I've got a book.
about 50 minutes. Yeah. Oh goodness. How's everybody doing?
Good. How are you, man?
I'm well. I'm well. Just finished around the deadlines, and I'm got a little bit of breather, so I can jump on other deadlines. So they're a little bit further out. You know how it is. You know how it
Sounds
goes.
right. Sounds right. How much snow did you end up getting?
About 2 feet.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, which is apparently a lot for this area. It wasn't. I was, but so I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
But
coming from Buffalo, are you just like, well, it's just a Tuesday?
it's just a two. It really is. It's like
Good day at the
they
beach.
had they hit the beach. Yeah. I mean, they weren't. They're not canceling anything for 2 feet. Trust me. Like it's like I could easily find my car. You know. I mean, 2 feet. I just saw the weather for Buffalo. The I think it's going down to 0, and the wind chill is supposed to be -20 to -30.
So a mere breeze.
Yeah, so a mere breeze. That's gold.
Yeah. We were below zero 3 days in a row. So I mean, Kansas City's a weird place, man. It's like gets super hot in the summer, and then we get super cold, but it just doesn't last very long. Which is,
Yeah,
you know, it's not like no, even remember the difference of, Connecticut winters versus Kansas City. And it's like winter just winter was the bulk of the year. Not that
in like
way
in Kansas City or in Connecticut.
in Connecticut. It was just a lot long.
Ah,
Just not that way in Kansas City. And Connecticut's not terrible, but it lasts like another month and a half than it does here.
yeah. I mean, Buffalo really doesn't have much of a spring. It just is. I call it pre-summer because it.
For like 2 days.
Yeah, basically it's just like, oh, I guess we're in summer now. Okay, good. I always say it's as after that May snowstorm. That's when you know it's we're good to go. Yeah.
Okay, we got some art questions.
Uh,
since we've
Boo.
trouble.
since we've I'll go ahead and say this: we have burned all of the weather talk right out the gate. So, all right, we can go through these. Here's a good one from Craig. What would you say is your favorite or best shading technique, or is there one? That was a good question, Greg. Great question.
All the same.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, by shading, I'm assuming you're talking about kind of adding value and
Yeah,
form, which I get. It's like it. I think everything can revolve around for me mostly is going from general to specific. So and making sure that I separate my lights and my shadows. In regards to values. So just a clear presentation of that, the better. So yeah, so get a good reference that has really good strong light and shadow shapes so they're really easy to read. And then just draw those two, organize your picture, find those two groups, and then you could work from there. I think that's my favorite way of working. I don't know. If
cool.
that makes sense.
Good.
Makes sense.
And then someone else
Totally.
asked, which is a fun one. How do or did you guys balance practicing versus finishing pieces in the early stages of learning about fine art like illustration or figure drawing? So kind of put yourself in the shoes of
Hmm.
getting started and yeah, making that leap.
Yeah, I mean, well, I went last time, but I have an answer for that once the next person goes.
No, you give your answer, and
Okay,
probably
so
similar to what I was going to say.
I think as a student, I try to work as much as possible, but in practice, but most of my practice was me thinking that I was actually doing the thing. And I realized later, like, oh no, no, that was me rehearsing or just learning. Like I'm not ready yet. Um, and so, I was constantly thinking about like putting into practice the stuff I was learning in class. So, um, but I would, anything to get me painting, and I did do like still life studies and things like that. But I would always use that as like, oh, I can maybe sell those or hang those up at my job because I used to work at Blake Art Materials
So you were
in San
kind of
Francisco.
like making finishes out of everything.
Yeah, trying to like make it so that I was playing the role as like doing the job,
Yeah.
because it was, and I think that taught me a lot.
That'd be my
Um,
answer too, Ray. It's like I think it's just what I was exposed to. It's like you, I was always thinking about a finish. And I think that's one of the things I like to stress the most with our students is like ultimately there's the practice, it's like drawing. We're in here drawing tonight. That's a tool. It's facilitation. You can practice it, draw in your sketchbook, all of that. But ultimately, you're putting it to practice somewhere as a picture. You're making a picture. And it's like, something my father just hounded me all the time, practice picture making. That's the most important thing. That you can do it without drawing. Just, it's not a necessity. Um, although it's very important, but picture making rules. So that was kind of my experience. Cassandra?
Oh, well, and then also it's just pushing an image as, for me personally, as far as I can take it until I can't take it any farther, like how I can see it. And as I get better, the finish line shifts and can become more complex versus I didn't realize it at the beginning, but that was way simpler. But as I understand more, the finish gets a little farther away sometimes in a good way.
yeah, I like that answer better. John, you can have my answer, and Cassandra and I will go with that one.
Yeah.
All right. You guys do what you need to do.
This is a fun question. I like this one a lot. Because because it's kind of it's made me think about this. I haven't thought about y'all doing this before, but they're they're trying to emulate an artist they really like. So like they want to make art similar to an artist I like. How, how do you study? I'm just gonna read it the way they wrote it. How about that?
Hmm.
I have a bit of a specific question. How do I study and make art similar to an artist I like? I want to make art similar to Edward Gorey, but none of the pens seem to work. So obviously, I'm assuming you guys can't give them the key to solving this problem, but have you ever found yourself in a situation where you were trying to mimic a practice and like why would you do that? And
I'll be
cuz
honest, a lot actually.
Yeah, me too.
Hmm.
I was
Yeah.
I was I was trying to identify artists that I really liked and then trying to figure out how they did it and try to imitate what they were doing. And ultimately, I think that's a great way to learn because if you can imitate an artist, you know, and you can make it feel like their work, that means you understand what they were doing. I'm not talking about doing a master copy, which has its place too. I'm talking about doing a piece of your own, but trying to make it feel like another artist. If you can embed what that artist is doing into your picture, you have learned a lot. So I think it's an excellent practice.
Yeah, also if like, for several pieces you're looking at Edward Gorey, and then it shifts to somebody else, and you're constantly looking at lots of different artists and kind of mimicking things that they do, then in there, your voice is going to develop more also because you're combining, looking at so many different pieces. And
Yeah.
so, like, an individual comes from that. And so I think it's a very healthy practice. And yeah, sometimes in seeking the right look to look like another artist comes the education of like great pens. Like you've probably tried out a lot of great pens because and been able to dismiss ones you don't like in this search for the Edward Gorey pen. And so I think all of that is really, really important and really good.
The secret of doing that, of learning through other artists, is like find an artist you really love and love their work and emulate them, but then research them and figure out who their influences were
Hmm.
and figure out how they got there. And spreading your influences out like that a little bit will help you from being locked into one, to imitating an artist.
Yeah. And you'll find out why, what specific parts of the artist that really, calls, draws you, you know what I mean? Calls to you, speaks to you,
Right.
like, and through their, you know, through their influences. And it's like, oh, that's where they picked up that sort of thing.
Influences are huge.
Hmm.
Yeah.
We're all better for them and
It's
for
one of
finding
the
what other ones are. What's a
Hmm.
can you guys give me a good example of an artist you love and then finding their influence?
Yeah, I'll give you one right out the chute. Robert Heindel, great painter. His two biggest influences were Francis Bacon and Degas, kind of worlds apart. But when you start really studying his work, you can see both of them. I mean, it's really evident.
Totally. That's a good
Hmm. Um, Mine's, I'm trying to pick an artist so I don't go off on a rant for like an hour.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Down that rabbit hole we go, and I'm ready.
Yeah, to be totally honest, Ray, we need one that could go maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Which
On it.
actually on that note, while you think of that, Ray, I'm going to tell people let's move on to the second image. So you've noticed this week I'm doing no titles, no descriptions of the images, just four images. So pick one, go with it. All right. Sorry, Ray.
No, 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 you don't have to apologize. So it's, I think, okay, so for instance, one of the first like encounters of with an illustrator, outside of like comic books, um, was seeing a documentary of on a DVD of the Brandywine School on Treasure Planet, the DVD. For those of you familiar with that
Mhm.
movie, and I really loved NC Wyeth, but I just fell in love with his work. I was like, wow, that's I just want to if I could just do that, I'll be happy. And then, but uh the documentary was very very keen on like saying, okay, everything came from Howard Pyle, and so I started studying Pyle, and started seeing like, okay, where did he come from? The fact that he was, you know, the idea of like the theater was a huge influence of him, but also like who are his other students? And I realized like, oh, I really like Philip uh, Goodwin, and you have like Harvey Dunn, and then okay, so I like Harvey Dunn a lot. Oh, that's that same quality that was in Pyle's work and Dunn and NC Wyatt's work, but Harvey Dunn did it in a way that I really liked. Like that's like it's kind of even closer to what I feel like. I love about painting, and then from there. It's like, well, did Harvey Dunn have any students? And it was like Dean Cornwell and Mead Schaefer and like, Mario Cooper. And you just go down this like rabbit hole and you realize like, oh, here are these people that are taking this one this like aesthetic or this way of seeing uh picture making and taking and doing their own thing. And so then you end up just like loving all different facets of things. And so, you got to find, I think it's really cool to find artists that have like the great artists always are looking at people. Like it's like
Mm.
constantly looking at people. Like I just saw it just came down recently, that I actually have to upload on our Discord for our class. The Winslow Homer watercolor show at the Boston MFA.
Oh, nice.
And it was cool because you saw his illustrations, and or tear sheets of his illustrations. So he was like a reportage illustrator. For those of you who don't know, um, Winslow Homer is a great painter, oil painter, and watercolorist, and so he. But when it got into his paintings, there was a little uh, uh, a blurb about how he was really studying. He got a lot of influence from studying Japanese woodblock prints, and that would have came around the time that Wyeth would have seen that, and I'm sorry, Howard Powell would have seen that, and a lot of like Van Gogh would have seen that, and you could see like this very similar aesthetic in a lot of pictures. Like it's like, oh, look at that flatness, or the lyrical quality of a composition, how it flows in and out of itself, on an almost flat surface. Like you could see like, oh, that's how you could see what Winslow Homer took from it, and then you can go to like a Van Gogh and see what he took from it. Um, so I think learning that about artists, like what the philosophies behind, or some of the philosophies behind why they made pictures the way they did, uh, it really speaks volumes to like a much broader and just a larger um, pool of artists that you can just enjoy and pull from, um, all day, which is really cool.
How do you find who artists are influenced by? Like, especially, you mentioned some older artists. How do you find their influences?
Yeah, I mean, nowadays it's really easy because it's so much of it is on the internet. I mean, you can go to but I used to always go to books, and find out there's always a section in the books, of an artist, of what uh, their educational upbringing was, and who they studied with. I remember in one of my big books that I used to love looking at was The Illustrator in America by Walt Reed.
Hmm.
And so, I just went, the great thing about it was everything was in chronological order. So you could actually see the students of other artists from the previous chapters. And it was so much fun to see that stuff. And, who studied with, Robert Henry, or who studied with, it just could be anything. Like who was an assistant of Haddon Sunbloom, uh, and all those sort of different schools. And so nowadays it's easy. It's really easy. I mean, accessible because of the internet. So I would just do that, and just pick your favorite artist and go down there. And a lot of times it's, I want to also point out, like I'm talking about historical figures, and I know as a student it was always stressful for me because it's like I only look at people who are alive because that's the artwork that I first ran into, Um, but I was lucky in the fact that I saw a documentary of a Disney animation, because I was so into animation that like, oh, this look came from artists who've been gone for hundreds of years, like some of them, they started in the previous century. That's amazing, so but always see, I think, like just keep looking at like pick your favorite artists and see who they, what they were looking at, because none of this stuff happens in a vacuum. Um, and if they're contemporary artists, that has like interviews still, that's a classic question. I'm sure all of us have been asked that question in interviews, right? It's like, who are your influences, and um where'd you develop your style, that sort of thing. So
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff is really easy to find. I don't know, how would you do it? It's almost like a non-answer. I do apologize
No,
about that,
I
but
think
it's
that's a
it's
really
really
great
easy.
thing. Because I think it feels overwhelming when you hear that, and then sometimes you overlook the easy answer of just Googling who has influenced them or who taught them. And so just knowing that, hearing it sometimes is what you need to kind of unlock, giving you the power of finding that information. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. And I think that's what's helpful about, when you think about, like I used to think of see run across artists that were trying to emulate an artist without understanding their influences. And I think that that's the danger in that, is that you're just copying the superficial. Like,
Hmm.
you think it's just a wash or a way of manipulating a medium to achieve a certain effect, but you it's further, it can't be further from the truth. Like, it's like
It's a missed
there's
opportunity.
it really is, yeah. And there's so much more in it's so all of those marks are so informed from years and years of studying other artists, that you have to kind of find, it really behooves you to find those influences and see how, like, that philosophy, of that the building blocks of how they built together that picture, um was then translated by the artist you were looking at into the fact that, like, okay, I'm manipulating the wash like this. You know, like Bill Sienkiewicz is a classic example for me, because a lot of in school, a lot of artists, friends of mine, loved his work, and I absolutely love his work. I think it's
Oh,
amazing.
yeah.
But
Gosh.
we were, you think it's like this chaos, at first when you first see it, just like, okay, well, it's just manipulating a lot of mediums, and it's like, it couldn't be furthest from the truth. Like, it's like, you got to go back to who he's influencing, who he's looking at, and the amount of illustrators that he was looking at. I think, like, people who were in the comics really didn't understand that, and it's like amazing how siloed that can actually be, where it's where you don't understand, like, oh well, Sienkiewicz was looking at, or people like George Pratt, and um, they were both, they're artists that were looking at other painters and other illustrators, and like just Peak and your dad, John, and
His
Fuchs,
biggest
and
influence was definitely Bob Peak.
yeah,
But because of Bob Peak, who looked at Egon Schiele, Sienkiewicz got there. You know,
John, can
that's
you
what's really fun about like doing a tracing that down, trying to being a sleuth and figuring out uh, what artists were influenced by whom.
can we tell the Sienkiewicz story? We've never told it. Can we tell it? The John, the one, your dad and Bill.
Um,
Can we?
yeah,
No,
I get no,
you need to think about it. Think
I don't
about it.
mind doing it. I don't think it's public, but I don't want to. It could embarrass him, and I don't want
Oh,
to.
really?
Yeah,
Uh,
why don't we let Bill
yeah.
tell it when you invite him on, Timmy?
But
it's. I will
Bill
say
has
this,
just
John. You say that, and I will say this just so nobody gets it twisted. Um, John, you're being very like respectful of like a story that's like a third person story. The story
right,
that is between your dad and Bill.
right.
And that's all I want to say is that it in my opinion it's nothing to be embarrassed by,
It's
but
not. But I'll tell you what's
yeah,
impressive is how Bill handled it.
yeah, well it's at the end of the
Absolute
day,
genius how he handled it.
yeah, but at the end of the day it's a very funny story. So we got to get permission. I want to
Just,
get I'm,
Let's just get Bill in here then.
yeah, we can't.
just, just
Gary
leaving
says
good
too much.
content on the floor, man. Well, that's a great
No, I mean
teaser.
that's I asked because I know it's come up before and John's like we can't tell that story and I'm
Bill's
like
a
it's
friend. I don't want to.
no, yeah, I
I
get
don't
it.
want
You
to
don't
put
want to
too
burn
much.
it for
Yeah,
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Gotta get Bill on here to tell it. Yeah.
I think at this point in Bill's world, he's so comfortable with himself and so confident in
Hmm.
what he does that I don't think he would have any problems with it.
Yeah.
Well,
That
even
that freaking genius.
Yeah.
It's
so, but like, one of my favorite series of illustrations that, in school just would blow me away was your dad's Little Women series, right?
Yeah.
A- And when I found out that, I think it was, I was talking to Edward Kinsella about that, and he was the one, I'm pretty sure, that introduced me to Vouillard. Like I knew of Vouillard, but I didn't know Vouillard. You know what? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he was like, "Oh yeah, it's totally Vouillard." I was like, "Yeah, I should probably take a look at some of his paintings." And then you're like, "Oh my God," And then it's like, "Oh, not only him, but all of them, like Fuchs." And I'm like, "Oh my God, that's where that comes from." It's like,
The post and Bonnard and Villard and Lautrec were their like biggest influences.
I'll,
yeah.
I'll because you brought up Kinsella, I'll tell a Kinsella story that he probably would rather me not tell. Just as a show of good faith for people who are tuning in.
Wait, I
Um,
can show, I have it on my bookshelf over here, so
oh,
you know
cool.
which one it
Yes.
is.
Let me spotlight 1 second. Sorry, takes a
That's it. That's the
second.
one. Exactly that piece right there is I've
Yeah.
Flip
we used to
through a
call it
couple of those.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm going to
These,
tell you the most amazing part of this. This was his first illustration job.
look at this one gets me so much.
His
And
first thing he
what
had
Yeah,
credit
it's
as a freelancer.
and what's wild is my grandma gave me this. This is like she had it
what?
in her collection. It's a Reader's Digest. Like version of Little Women. And so she gave it to me because she thought I'd like it when I was a little girl. So I read it and loved this book to death. Loved it so much. And it's always been on my bookshelf directly. And then I went to Illustration Academy and I heard your dad talk and I saw him put these pictures up. I never put two and two together that this was Mark English's work. It was just the book I loved. So then I raced home when he was finishing up to go get the book. And at the end, I just came up to him and I was like, I didn't even realize I love this book. I have this book. And he said he'd never actually seen the physical book of it printed. So I got to sit with him while he opened this and looked at his first illustration job in the book I had. So he then kindly signed it for me. And
Ah,
Oh,
yeah, so this always meant the world to me.
that's great. That's awesome.
nice.
He had,
That's a great story.
he had never seen the whole book assembled. Yeah, I've seen individual pieces printed, but never seen the whole thing assembled.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
Just being
Like,
like, wait, what?
yeah.
Seeing
So
right,
the
yeah.
end of that story, which is maybe my favorite part of that story, which my dad didn't want to tell me. Bernie Fuchs told it to me years later. He said, "What made me a huge fan of your father is being, he says I just like the guy, and we became instant friends, and I liked his work." He said, but his very first project he did was the Reader's Digest, that book, and they had hung they kept all the originals and refused to give the originals back to him, which was not in the contract.
Whoa.
And
That's
so,
not okay.
and so my dad, being my dad, went into the office and took them off the walls.
That's awesome.
He said, "You can do what you want, but I'm taking this."
I
He
get
just
to see
walked
him
out.
marching in there like a cowboy, just being
Yep.
like, and these are coming home.
Wow.
Bernie thought that was the greatest thing ever. He thought it was so cool.
Yeah, your dad's so cool. That's awesome.
Still gonna tell a Ted story.
Tell the story.
No, so you guys thought you could get me distracted. You can't.
No, I want you to tell the
No,
tale.
I'm trying to
very
protect
it's
Ted.
very
I don't know
funny,
why.
and I think it's a very funny. It's not. There's nothing sensational about it, but I think it's very funny, and it's just kind of like a private moment. But so the Academy, for those of you who don't know, John for many years with his dad, and then for several years with me, would do the Illustration Academy, which was like an in-person boot camp for illustrators, and it was just this like collision of world. It was where these worlds would collide. Like all these different people would show up from, Bill Sienkiewicz to Mark. I mean, John, how many people probably teach with the Academy over 25 years? Over 100, right? Probably close to
somewhere
50.
probably 60 to 70, I think.
But like some like really iconic names would come through, and every year there'd be these iconic names. And Edward Kinsella was telling me about how it was like his first year teaching at the Academy, and it was just kind of surreal. Like I went from being a student to now I'm teaching with my heroes, and his hero was like Gary Kelly. So John, maybe you could do the background on how big of a deal is Gary Kelly to someone like Ted or you or really any illustrator?
Yeah, he's at the time, and I'd still argue, best working illustrator in the world.
Yeah.
Um,
So he's just this icon, right? And he goes, and I just couldn't believe I'm there, and and he's like, and we're leaving, and it's I'll leave the other name out, so it's Ted and Jeff, and they're like, it's the end of the night. These nights would go really late for it'd be demos, instruction, and then critique, and then he goes, and then you'd go get dinner, and before you know it, it's like 11 o'clock at night, and you'd go get drinks, and Gary was like, guys, want to have some? Let's have some, like, let's drink some whiskey in one of the hotel rooms, so they're drinking whiskey with their hero Gary Kelly in this hotel room, and they're just like, this is surreal, it's happened, I'm with my hero, and he's drinking whiskey with me, and he's telling me story, you get to hear the behind, you get to spill some tea with your hero, which is exciting.
Yeah.
And then he goes, and then Gary Kelly goes to the bathroom to pee and leaves the door open and is peeing. And he goes, and he looks at Jeff and he goes, Gary Kelly's peeing with the door open with us. And that's it. And I was like, that's hilarious. That was like your moment of like, oh, my hero's here and he's peeing with the door open. It's a level of comfort that I can't believe is happening. Yeah. So
That's awesome.
Hilarious.
Ted tells it 10 times better. So which is why you should sign up for his next class with us.
Also,
if you
when
want to
is he
hear
coming
the
to
rest of the
Drawing
story.
Hive?
Cassandra, I've been asking Ted to do Drawing Hive for 5 years now. And clearly he has beef with us or something, because I don't know why I can't get him on here.
Keep asking.
He's
Putting
always
his
busy.
kids to bed right now. That's his answer all the time.
Tell him, have your loving spouse do it for 1 week.
I'm going to tell him I think he's afraid of it because he teaches everything else with us.
Yeah, I think you should go with that one.
Do you think I should go fear route?
Yeah, yeah.
He's just afraid to draw in front.
Play chicken.
Yeah.
Heard you're scared, Ted. Yeah,
It's a rumor, not me. Rumor on the street.
Somebody else said, I'm
all
not
the
saying
time.
who, but I heard.
I heard.
Rumblings in the Drawing Hive Discord. Can you guys start planting actually, by the way, I actually would approve this if you start just randomly kind of alluding to Ted's fear of Drawing Hive in random channels on our Discord server. Leave him like a little popcorn trail to
Like,
me.
he was
Yeah.
awesome in study hall, but I heard he was scared about Drawing Hive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
afraid
It's
to
like
draw in front of people.
that's what I'll do.
Careful
That's what I'll
what you
do.
wish for.
You know what though?
Ted can really draw.
He'll come on Drawing Hive and he'll completely steal the show from it. It'll become his show.
Absolutely.
I've
He's
totally
also-
game to that.
He's an entertainer too. So
Yeah, I
it's like-
know.
I mean, not literally. He's just unbelievable, a great storyteller and very, very funny.
Yeah. I had to tell him to stop telling ghost stories to illustration academy students because they were
Freaking 'em out.
It was
Oh,
too
man.
spooky.
How
And
could
I
we
was
not
like,
have him on for like an October episode? Just
Cassandra,
to tell him.
I've asked him every October.
Ugh.
Oh,
Edward,
Yeah.
the students are leaving, man. You gotta quit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, how
I
about
really was like,
How about a little education?
oh yeah, this is a good time for your talk, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna put some water on this, but I want to do the thing first.
All right.
Do the thing with the stuff.
Yeah, the thing. course, I wasn't. That was too fast to me. I
Oh
wasn't.
boy, do you need it again? Do it again.
I'll do it again.
You say that, and then there's like a full like minute before you
I'm
share
doing my
it.
best here, man. I get. I'm
We
drawing and
should
doing
play it.
stuff.
Okay, just for anybody who's ever wondered, this is when we should play it.
Okay, so there we go.
Okay.
There you
Through
go.
the gun.
I know that both Cassandra and Ray will know a lot about it. Well, as much as you can know about this artist, because not that many people know that much about him before he was 30 years old. But I thought to animal stewards, somebody that painted animals really well. And I think this individual is deserving.
Ah.
Oh wow, yeah.
Ray, you don't know who he is, right? Yeah,
It's George Stubbs?
not kidding.
Yeah. Okay.
The shock in your voice, like, excuse me?
Yeah.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Uh, uh, okay, so interesting. He's best known for his horse paintings. Ba-bam. And I want to talk about this painting because it was a little early on in his career. And George was born he was English and was born in England in Lancashire, um, in 1724. So a while ago. He lived a very long life. He lived to be 81. Um, and he lived in England his whole life. He did travel a little bit, not a huge amount. He went to Italy several times. He claimed he went to Africa, but there was no claims that there was no like
Proof.
documentation. They couldn't prove it. They actually think that he was just making shit up, which I think is very funny. I think it's very funny.
I've definitely done that and later being like, I don't think I've been there. I don't think I've
But
been
when
there.
you see some of his paintings, you'll see what I'm talking about.
I
So,
believe you. I'm picturing like these people who have studied his life's work and then they're just like made up.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
his whole life was recorded by someone. He was a very good friend of his, and he was telling the story of his life when he was 70 years old to this individual that was 50. And I don't remember his name. And um, oh, I do remember his name. Humphreys was his last name. Ozias Humphrey. Do you know who that is, Ray? He was
That I
also
don't know.
he was also a
You've
painter, but not of that level.
you've
Uh,
freaked me out by the way of George Stubbs. I'm like, oh my God, maybe I don't know. The George Stubbs I know is a horse guy. I was like, oh,
well, he did a lot of other
freaking.
stuff, but so
He
I'm gonna
did. He
show
did. He did.
so I'm gonna show you. So very interesting. In horse painting, there was a photographer uh, um, that was very important to understanding how horses ran, and Edward Muybridge.
Hmm.
And nobody could really figure out if their legs did that or not, if their all four legs were off the ground at one time when they were at a full run. Well, they are, but kind of the opposite of the way this is drawn. And I'll explain that in a little bit. That doesn't really happen.
Right.
And so this was kind of, it was kind of naive, which I think is really ironic because this guy got really into anatomy later on, but he still couldn't understand how how horses had 3 or 4 feet on the ground at the same time, or one, or none. So we're going to look at some horses and
What's
some
that one?
paintings. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's a nice painting. Um,
Yeah.
this guy was a really good painter, and there's no history of him having any kind of art education. He claimed he was totally self-taught, except for at the Royal Academy. He spent like 2 weeks there and didn't like that. Part of what they were doing was doing copies, and he didn't like the paintings that he was chosen to copy, so he quit. And so he decided to teach himself. And he did that by dissecting horses for like 8 or 9 years.
Wow.
It was really wild. I can't imagine. That's going to above and beyond in my book.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want to deal with that. There's a cow and a chicken and a person. This was probably later on. He was the the royal family did support him after over a period of time. He became very popular. He did lots of commissions of people's horses, of people themselves, of their dogs and animals later in life. But really, what really set him apart, I'll get there here in a minute or two, was his really the anatomy understanding of horses. It was just way beyond everybody else's at that point. And if you dissect horses for 9 or 10 years, you're probably going to figure a lot out.
Right.
Even this is kind of naive compared to what he got to.
Hmm.
Yeah, look at that
I
thing.
guess horse is 3D.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really interesting. It's like early days of digital art, you could see where the layers are like, oh, you took this was considered completely separate from this, like or where you got the references on things like the horses are
Hmm.
like just perfect, and you could tell like the landscapes are from probably from studies that are imagined, like he's assembling the picture like it didn't
Yeah.
happen.
Well, you can see he was a romantic, um,
Yeah.
and a big part of that. He was also, as I mentioned, he enjoyed a royal patronage, and was well taken care of financially. Lived in London, lived in pretty much the same space for 50 years, but he maybe 40 years. He uh, had financial success fairly early on.
That horse glows.
Yep. He would be.
It's like
Go ahead, Rick.
no, I'm sorry. I was just gonna make a joke about this is like an example of like a client having a last minute addition. It's like, can you put my son in there? And it's like, dude, I
Yeah.
already.
Totally.
Yeah, put my son in there, but don't make him too important.
Yeah, he's right.
I was,
Is that a self portrait?
no, that's not a self-portrait.
Oh,
I'll show
okay.
you a couple of self-portraits in a minute. I showed one at the very beginning, but he was very young
Yeah.
at the time. But these, they almost have a naive quality to them in the way that they're painted.
Mm-hmm.
In the drawing, is not consistent, but that changes later on. He gets very facilitated. So this is the type of work that he got a lot of commission to do. That's a self-portrait.
Oh,
Oh,
I've never seen that one.
a
That's
gorgeous
beautiful.
drawing.
Pretty
Yeah.
nice, isn't it? This,
Jeez, these things are nuts.
yeah, this was one of his most famous paintings, called Whistle Jacket. It hangs in the National Gallery in London. Um, but it was just the reason it was so important was because of the anatomy. And here we go. You can
Hmm.
still
Hmm.
get this book. But look at some of these drawings in this book.
Wow.
I love these.
That is an
Uh,
impressive perspective.
Incredible.
yeah.
Just love them.
Well, and horses are hard to draw because if you get it off just a bit, because basically their body is like a kidney bean potato with these
Yeah.
stick legs. So to get it balanced and right,
Yep.
very delicate.
Yeah.
My dad did lots of horses at the end of his life, and he said, "You just got to get the silhouette right." He goes, and then don't get into too much detail.
Yeah.
But if you get the silhouette right, it will read. Love this drawing.
Beautiful.
So
Yeah.
interesting. Wow.
Hmm.
He did other things besides horses. That's a self-portrait. I have
Wow.
one, I
I've
have, I
never
have one
never seen
more.
it.
I have one more at the end.
Hmm.
But even here, like the scale, the horses in distance, it's just there's something awkward about it.
Hmm.
It's just something that's not quite right, and but at times it's very accurate and very right. This is towards the end of his life. He did these Haymakers
Wow.
series.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, beautifully done. And then he did, oh, not there yet. He did a whole series of, this is where the story of traveling to Africa came up. And,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he may have embellished a little bit because he said that he saw a lion attack a horse, and that was the premise. And he did like a lot of etchings and paintings of lions attacking horses. I'm not showing all of them, but some of them.
Hmm.
And he did all kinds of other animals.
Yeah, his deer are nice.
Wow.
See, I wouldn't have identified these few as his.
No.
I like them, but I'm glad I saw them. This is I think my favorite dog.
Oh, I love
I
that one.
I
Yeah.
love this painting. It's so beautiful.
I feel like also you can tell he liked that dog. Some of the other ones he were nice, but it's like he knew that dog.
Yeah. I like this one a lot too. I love the drawing in it. There's good,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good crouch.
yeah, zebra
Oh,
back
that's
Yeah.
back to
dark.
Africa.
I remember that one. Wow. I don't think I've seen that one before.
Mm-mm.
Look at that one.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Almost like a Brad Holland, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I didn't know he
Oh.
did that. Oh,
Yeah, you got some good ones, John. Just like ones I didn't expect to see.
yeah. These are deep cuts.
And,
That
and
is that his kangaroo?
yeah, and it's kangaroo, and it's like that. This is actually the first time this painting didn't even know, most people didn't know what a kangaroo was. And so it was like
Wow.
their introduction to a kangaroo in Britain.
It's like those medieval drawings.
Yeah, I love this one.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Incredibly good. But this is my favorite of the dogs.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
Wow.
It's just painting, for its time period and the design of it, the drawing and the whatever, if that's an antelope or deer and dog is so beautifully done. Gorgeous painting.
Mm-hmm.
And there's
Yeah,
a
these
cell
are
phone.
like for those wondering, these are like in the late 1700s, right?
Yeah,
John.
this
Yeah.
one's probably right around 1800.
Yeah.
Most of these are 1780s through 1800. He died in 1806. But he
Yeah,
Oh,
it
wrote,
always
wow.
impressed me trying like all the action paintings
yeah,
that people sort out that's got to be so hard to find a
yeah.
way to get the right reference or understand it.
He wasn't,
Hmm.
there's no photography, so he's building these drawings, looking at whatever he can look at. And then to finish my discussion about that's the only time horses' feet are off the ground.
Mm,
There's Moybridge.
There's my
hmm.
bridge. All right, well, that's my talk for tonight.
That's a great one. Thank you, John.
Good, good stuff, John.
I hadn't thought about George Stubbs in a while, but thanks for bringing that back.
Yeah, I love doing I say I love doing this, but I do because it's like every every week I'm forced to learn more about a good artist.
Hmm.
That's a,
Yeah.
I think that's a fun thing. I wouldn't do it without it, right? I mean,
Right.
I wouldn't do it, for myself. It's not like I'm Ray or anything.
I feel so out of practice. I used to be relentless to the point where it was like I would cover every day I'd come in for my students when I used to teach at a university. I was an adjunct teacher for about 15 years, and like uh, I would put a new artist every time I would walk in and put it on the chalkboard and I'd just put one artist's name. And by the end, it would be like I'd explain who the artist is. I'm like, well, if you got to see their work, and then you should probably see this work and this work and this work, and it's like 40 artists that I'm on there. Like, and I'm just not. I think becoming a dad, it completely messed up my memory. You know, that's
It
why I
definitely
freaked out about
affects what
Stubbs.
stays and what goes.
Yeah, it's like I got to pick up milk tomorrow. That's what's important right now.
Right. I have to remember that they're supposed to dress crazy this day.
Right, right. Uh, that's funny.
And later on, you're remembering, oh yeah, I'm supposed to get dressed today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I meant to shower today.
uh, yeah, the animal artists are really, really great. I never was into them until I was gifted a book by a former teacher, but a good friend of mine. His name is Bob Booth, and his dad. Do you know was George Booth? Do you know
Oh yeah.
George
Oh
Booth?
yeah.
Okay, so Bob is his son, and he taught up in. He's retired now. He was a sculptor, really good one. Uh, he's still around. Is still doing work, but he's up in up in Western New York. And so, all right. So aside, so George Booth was a really well known art director around the 50s or 50s, 50s, 60s. Is that right?
I assume so.
Yeah. So um, side note, when I got Illustrator in America because it was recommended to me by Dennis Dietrich, who was a former president of Society of Illustrators, and I ran it. I met him at a random summer animation workshop class in SVA. But we're crazy how things work out like this. But so I was reading this book, and he was telling me about his teacher Bernie DeAndrea, who was a
Oh yeah.
um, really famous, Cooper Studios illustrator, and we got to start at Cooper Studios, and then went and did his thing, and amazing painter. And so, I was looking at Cooper Studios artists like him, and uh, John Whitcomb, and Kobe Whitmore, and so I found that I'm like Kobe Whitmore. It was like, wow, I love his work. So I'm walking around, and I showed my mentor, not good friend of mine's a mentor, Alberto Ray, like, you should see this book. And Alberto was like, you should probably go down and talk to Bob. And I was like, why would I go down and talk to Bob Booth? It has nothing to do with illustration. And so I walk into his office, and John, right over his shoulder was a Kobe Whitmore.
Wow.
we think it was so. At first, I was like, "What is that?" It was a Ford illustration, and he's like, "That's it's a Kobe Whitmore." He told me. I'm like, "What?" I have this book.
For an advertisement.
Yep, yep. And so his dad had commissioned, and he had worked with Cooper Studios a lot. And Kobe, he was like, "Yeah, I met, we met him and stuff like that." And so, yeah, wild. But anyway, so his dad, just to tie it to what you were doing, uh, his dad ended up retiring and becoming an equine painter. And he, when Bob was getting ready to retire, he gave me a bunch of his dad's books. And one of the books was Sir Alfred Muning's, who was, this Australia's greatest, painter of horses, arguably. And from there, I was like, I got to study people that paint animals because I have no idea about this. This is like amazing.
Hmm,
And so that's where I ran across Stubbs and those guys,
that's awesome.
because of that.
I like
Can
the circuitous route you got to get you there.
Yeah, I know, right?
can I tell you a very funny story? Bernie D'Andrea was kind of even a little bit before my father, but was still very active as an illustrator when I was getting started. And the first time I got the opportunity and the honor of judging the Society of Illustrators show, I was young. I was real young. I was probably 25 or 26 years old, and I did what the Bernie D'Andrea was on the team that I was judging with. And at that
Wow.
time, they used to do everything with slides, 35 millimeter slides. You'd either have tear sheets, then at the end of the night, after you had dinner and drinks, you would go into this dark room and look at slides for 2 hours. And people were falling asleep, and it was just not a good thing to do. But we were kind of getting kind of worn out. And there was one particular artist. I'm not going to mention his name. Ray, you can guess, but I'm not going to even tell you if you're right or wrong. But had entered about, I don't know, 20 images, all
Oh my
of
God.
all of a horse and rider, and they were all they're all black and white, and they were either taking a saddle off or putting the saddle on the horse. And after about the 12th one, Bernie D'Andrea stands up. There's six of us in this dark room, and it kind of surprised us. There was a lot of movement. He got up and he said, I don't want to insult anybody or be rude. He said, but if that next slide that comes up is another one of these saddles going on a horse or off a horse, I'm just going to bid you good night. Sure enough, the next one was, and he just walked out. He was so pissed off. It was felt like he was such a waste of time. Uh,
That's funny.
yeah,
That is
I
funny.
love uh, uh, telling my dad about that. I said, do you know this guy?" And he laughed. He goes, "Oh my God, that's the mild side, is what you got." Evidently, he was a real card. Good painter, though. So you see
Yeah.
him work in National Geographic a lot. Very good painter.
Everyone, we're moving on to the third and final image. Pick what you want, draw what you want. Just know that this last one, it's going to be about 25, 30 minutes. And then we're going to go to Discord and look at all the art. So if you haven't yet, and if you're slow with technology, you might want to post what you've been drawing to Discord now. Don't wait. It's always awesome to see the stuff. Some really great stuff. I'm loving Steve, Mr. Irwin in the Bosch. It's pretty great. Yeah.
Nicole's here.
Yep.
Yay! I always love to see what she does.
Yeah.
Had a study hall last night.
Awesome.
All right.
On the topic of study hall, we've got our first workshop of the winter semester lined up. Adam Gustafson is back with illustrating your first children's book. It
Nice.
doesn't have to be your first children's book. It could be your second one, but it is a great like hit the ground running. Like this is what you have to know in order to deliver and illustrate like a working children's book. So it's a 5 week workshop. It's enrolling. Technically, we're telling the broader audience tomorrow. We got a newsletter going out tomorrow, but people who are on the wait list got announced this morning, and you all got to hear now. So I'll drop a link in the chat. I highly recommend it. There was over 100 people on the wait list, and there's only 20 spots in the class. So
Wow, that's awesome.
I
Good for Adam.
recommend checking it out. Here's
Money well spent.
yeah.
Adam
Yeah.
knows
So
his
Yeah,
stuff.
you want to talk to
he's
Adam
cooking.
about kids' books for sure.
Yeah. So I just dropped a link in the chat, but yeah, there was like it was like 170 people on the wait list. The wait it's
Wow.
been up for the wait list has been up for about 6 months, but um,
Those of you
Still
that don't know,
170.
Adam has 40 published children's books.
40. I gotta
That's
update it, and our
Yeah.
that's my
website's just
favorite. That's
30.
my favorite question to him. Is like, Adam, how many, how many children's book have you done? Just for people who don't know. And he's like, well,
He's
it's like
lost count. He's done so
he's yeah.
many.
Well, he's illustrated 38 of them, and then he's illustrated and written too. So, but 40 published books.
I want everyone tuning in right now to look at Michelle's comment in the chat. Yeah, Michelle is a real person. Michelle took the class. Yeah. Now, and then we're what my goal with this class is to build an army of illustrators who I can pitch my children's book idea to. That's
Oh no.
no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
That's actually
Lawsuit
Adam's
coming.
first lesson.
Don't answer emails from Jimmy that the subject lines say children's
Yeah.
book idea.
No, yeah, it's like, so you have a friend or somebody who comes up to you after this class.
Oh man, I mean, it's got to be one of the lowest hanging fruits of like an illustrator being approached.
Yeah,
by
I'd like
other
to
people.
know if anybody hasn't had someone approach you about their children's book idea.
Oh,
Gosh.
I do think that I would kill it though in that world. I would. I would. I think that.
they all
Are you
do, Timmy.
laughing?
They
Are you
all
laughing
do.
because you're in such joyous agreement? Or are you laughing because you think everyone says that?
No, I don't mean to be mean about it. It's just like
It sounds like you're about
it's
to say
not.
something mean.
No,
It's like a
no one has
trope.
pitched.
It's a trope for artists.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
one has pitched me. I will say this: no one has pitched me their children's book idea unenthusuastically. Like I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, so this is what I will say. This is what I will say. I don't have any children's books ideas that I am comfortable sharing on the live stream because I think they're all so fired. They are really highbrow. But I my children's books are often the concepts that I come across, they're often more for the adults than they are for the children, if that makes sense.
Oh no, I
Yeah,
totally get
yeah,
what you're saying. That's
yeah,
like
yeah.
there's
Totally.
there's totally a market for that.
And they're not
Oh yeah.
graphic novels.
No, no, no. Like they
Yeah,
No.
are
yeah,
funny, witty books that are more for adults than the kids. Yeah.
yeah. Um, on the topic of things that are for kids but adults enjoy, this is this is not that, but it's a like you have the Muppets. Did you guys ever see Meet the Feebles?
I
Yes.
heard of it.
Peter Jackson.
Yeah, Peter Jackson. Is it
Yeah.
his first film or is that
Good question.
I thought The Frighteners
I think
wasn't.
The Frighteners is the first film. Frighteners is I think.
Okay.
Meet the Feebles. I don't know where it is in his
This is
it's
the guy did
1989.
he did Lord of the Rings. I want to point this out to you. Like,
Yeah.
but look at what he did before that, and it's just like what? But
Yeah.
okay, Frighteners, Hobbits, Lord of the Rings. Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
I thought Frighteners was fun.
Oh, it's great. It was like, yeah, I
Mecca
loved it.
Fox, Meg from Little Women. I can never remember her actual name, but
um Meet the
Is it?
Feebles. Yeah.
I'm laughing so hard because I totally play that game with just actors in general. Like, it's like,
You can name the
uh,
part, but like, oh, their name,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like, oh no.
I think I would do like a Meet the Feebles type children's book. That's that's what I was getting at. I was just say you guys might not know this. I'm a creative person.
Timmy, I
uh,
have no doubt that your idea is
no,
super
no,
fun and
actually,
doable. I
hey,
really, I mean it.
I appreciate that, Cassandra, and I feel like I'm having to chase my tail to prove my creativity.
I just, like a
And
small note is like we're gonna have an issue with maybe some of the firearms if you were to. I mean, it's just like nothing but explosions and guns would meet the peoples, right? I mean,
yeah, yeah, and I
No,
mean, like
no family stories.
oh,
yeah,
I was gonna say, yeah, it's the Muppets with like guns and fentanyl. It's terrifying.
What? I don't know Meet the
Fentanyl.
Feebles at all.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
pretty
like
much, yeah.
yeah, it's like the most violent. It's terrifying. I
It's
remember watching it in high school. Someone being like, "Let's throw this on at like 1 a.m." And you're like,
yeah.
you're out. You're not supposed to be where you are, like that type, like that stage of your life. And then someone throws that on, and you're like, this is why we have curfews. This is what happens when you don't go home for your curfew. Is you watch something scary like this, and it makes you feel weird.
Oh my God.
No, I was gonna say it on my foray into children's books. I my first resume was it was for a studio, like a production studio I wanted to work at, and I was like, I need to stand out. I did a pop up book.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So I have experience in this space.
I think the pitch is gonna go great.
All right. I just want to remind
Yeah.
everybody Adam did work on 40 children's books, and he is the one teaching this class.
He's ready.
Yeah, not
I
these
just
people
want
who
there to
refuse to
be,
work with me.
I just want there to be zero confusion on that. Adam teaches this class, and
Yeah.
he is an
He's a
industry
capable human
aficionado.
being.
Yeah, he's
Extremely capable. Yeah.
yeah, extremely capable. Yeah, I wish he
Oh,
had been here because I wouldn't have shared my Meet the Feebles thing.
Oh, I think he would have loved this pitch. He would have been all
oh
for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
You see, okay. I think, with me, I'd be like, that's great, man. Good luck. Adam, out of all the people, could have pulled that off.
Oh, Meet the
Can't pull
Feebles.
it off.
Me and
Yeah.
Adam Meet the Feebles. We
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the right idea to present to Adam. I'm sitting on it. I'm because you don't want to. You do it. You have one shot. You know.
You got one shot,
In
man.
the words of
Yeah.
Eminem, I have one shot, one
You
opportunity with Adam.
With Hamilton, a shot.
Yeah, yeah. No,
not
I am
that.
trying to think of like the ideas that I've had. I'm an idea man.
Yeah, yeah, in a Hamilton's sense, it would, yeah, it might kill his career. Yeah, that is true.
I hadn't considered that. I hadn't considered dismantling a man's career in order for me to pursue my dreams. Unfortunately, that's part of my dream. I'm gonna have to tear down Adam's career. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. No, yeah, no. It is funny though because the why do you think that is? That a children's book, it's the elementary nature of like children's books or a story for a child. It makes everyone think they can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Hmm.
You
Right.
know.
Yeah, I think that's it. And they've read it. Especially like people that have read a lot of them think like, this is simple. I could do it. I got an
Yeah, like
idea for
Sandra
this.
Boylton, everyone's like, "Oh, I got this. That's so simple." She is amazing at what she does. Same with Eric Carle, like the way that he can communicate to toddlers and small children that are just learning to
Hmm.
read and sound out words. Like that is so hard, and they make it look so easy.
Yeah, it really is amazing. I mean, like, because there is a part of me that wants to say like, well, and I don't mean that, like, I don't mean the surface value of this, but like there is an aspect of the stories that you tell children that is easy, that
Hmm.
they are very structured, they're very simple, and that like if you overcomplicate it, it doesn't work for children as well. And like there's that aspect of it that is true. And like you also think of it like so many of these stories, like, before publishing was like, it was, you just told, it was a, like, oral story. You just like would tell stories, you know?
Hmm.
And so I get it. And that
But
is
there's also a
why.
magic to it that not everybody has.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
100%. Yeah. I would say, yeah. Um,
Like after I had always appreciated Eric Carle and Sandra Bolton and what they did, and then I
mhm.
had kids, and I watched how they reacted to her books and
Yeah.
reacted to Eric Carle and like what that did, and Dr. Seuss, he also has that, and it's just it is very simple, and yet not everybody, not most people, even for that matter, know how to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
There's an artist that I only, this is the only artist that I've like exclusively like come across on Instagram, and I like cried looking at their children's book illustration.
Hmm.
And I don't know how to like, literally it was like scrolling, like in the midst of a scroll, which is just, if you want to know, that is, I am maxed out zombie, right? And it like
Right.
cut through it. And
Wow.
the artist, their account is Sin X Line. Anybody ever heard of this? It's like a
S-
weird handle. I wish they
Oh
had a
yeah, yeah,
normal
yeah. I
name.
totally know what you're talking about.
And the writing is so beautiful, and this is like, I'm looking at it now, and I'm not even going to share the art because literally the writing alone I think like stands really beautifully, which is, I should share it.
Sure.
I should figure out how to share it because it's so, but it's just so, yeah, I'm looking at, I'm tearing up now.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
I want to share it. Yeah. But it's, I wish I could find it on another thing that's like not an addicting app. Um, but it's it expresses like grief in a way that it's a children's book for an adult. And it's not
Hmm.
like, the one thing, like when I say like I like want to make a children's book for adults, like it's not probably what most of you all think, which is like the go to F to sleep
Right.
concept,
Right.
Right.
which
Right.
I find um it's great that they made money on that. It's great that they,
But it
that's a,
feels like a shtick.
it's a shtick that drives me up a wall. Like the namaste in bed type stuff. The like, or like the like, or like throwing in like curse words with like Eastern culture, like Eastern practices, or like defiling things to make it sound like really I don't know, just like, oh, we're so irreverent. Like,
Oh, the parodies on Goodnight Moon.
yeah, yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. Um, but the thing
They're
that I'm thinking of
parodies of
is,
Goodnight Moon.
Have you
yeah,
seen all the parodies of Goodnight
yeah,
Moon?
I have not.
Oh
I
my
have not.
gosh, Ray, there's a gazillion.
yeah.
Okay.
It's just
Oh.
it's kind of lazy. It's a shtick. It's hacky. It's fine. The go the f to sleep was brilliant at the time, but the time passed, people. We got to move on. I am working so hard right now to find it. Sorry, everybody.
I believe in you. You'll get there.
Yeah, I did find it. I found it, and I'm gonna share it. But I just, oh my god, this.
Well, you could, yeah. Well, that'll have some encourage people to join the Discord.
Well, I'm not gonna share it to Discord. I'm gonna share
Oh,
it here on my phone if I can. Okay, This is it. I recommend following this person. They're awesome. Will it all be okay? It will be different,
Oh,
but it's breaking my heart. Shows you still got one. I love that.
that's
Yeah.
beautiful. Because it's not avoiding the complicated thing.
Hmm.
Right.
That's incredible writing.
It really is.
Yeah.
And a fantastic drawing illustration.
I see. I wish I could share it with all of you without all this trash around it.
You like muted like three-quarters of it just so you could
Yeah.
properly yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying my best. But yeah, I love that. And they have a couple others that are just like really beautiful. Um yeah. It's yeah, this is a bunny going through really complicated experiences that only a 37-year-old man can experience. I'm like, but why am I that bunny? Like, yeah, John is like, what? Are you crying and scrolling again? Like, no, no,
You're like,
you are.
yes.
Yeah. No.
Well, that's the pitch. You want to write uh children's books for 37-year-old men.
I want to write
That would
children's
hit.
books. I want to write children's books for 37-year-old men. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Ray, you knocked it out of the park. We need to find a
Yeah.
publisher. And honestly, I can't imagine an artist better primed to team up with me on this than you.
Then Adam Gustafson. Yeah,
No,
I know.
you,
Yeah.
Ray. It's
Yeah.
you, Ray. It's all you, Ray. And if
Uh,
you say no, Cassandra, I think that you would actually be great for this.
Are you okay
yeah.
if the bunny wears clothes?
Yeah, absolutely. We got to put clothes on that bunny. Yeah. Do you guys what I mean obviously like the giving tree there has been kind of a d cuz I've been reading books to my nephew and I've been
The
like
Giving Tree is brutal.
I love the giving tree though.
It's brutal. That's one that always made me cry as a kid.
I've never read the.
Oh, it's
it's it's
Maybe I
basically
have. Let me see.
this is a really oversimplification of it, Ray, but it feels like a book written by a parent in the 80s or 90s who is just like, you take everything from me. What's the point of the story? You took
Uh,
everything from me and I kept
the
giving.
the
Yeah.
giving tree. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sure I've read it. I'm sure
No,
I've read it.
it's way more beautiful than what I summarized it as, but if you grew up with like a 90s parent, they would be like, and the moral of the story is I pay the mortgage.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's yeah. And you
Oh, I don't
just
think I
sit
have
on the
actually.
stump. You just sit on the stump of the beautiful thing I once was.
Oh
because
my
that's all I
God.
have left.
Yeah.
I love like the Snowy Day. You ever read that one?
No.
What's it called? The cut like when Cassandra was talking about Eric Carle and like simplicity, like the Snowy Day by I just looked it up. Ezra Jack Keats is it's beautiful. It's so well done,
Hmm.
and it's everything. It captures the whole moment. It's 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 simple and atmospheric, and it's amazing. I love the Questionnaires series by um, Andrea Betty, like Iggy Peck Architect, and
Yeah.
um, do you know those?
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh man, really? Like a Rosie Revere engineer, Aaron Slater illustrator.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, yes.
Yeah, yeah. I knew Cassandra would come around,
Yeah, sorry.
so
Sorry.
Yeah.
Timmy, you gotta get Aaron Slater illustrator for the
I
nephew. I think that's the perfect one.
really. I mean
Yeah.
I we were talking about this is like I whatever you call it gentle parenting or whatnot and I'm seeing kind of like a turning of the tide where like we've got like 5 and 6 year olds in our lives that like we're like during prime gentle parenting, and then like the 2 and 3 year olds are like, there was actually like kind of a turning of the tide, I think, culturally, where it's like, no, you can't gentle them that hard, like um with like topics or whatever, discomfort, things like that. And
Hmm.
I think that like the Giving Tree is a great example of like of that, because it, and I haven't done like a literary analysis of it, but it takes a concept that's really hard to express, which is like the power, like the volume of love that like a parent has for their kid is scary. And it takes a thing that's like, I think, scary for some parents. Like it's like it takes a very heavy thing where it's like, no, do you want to? You don't understand that it expresses the gravity of the volume of love that another person has for someone, and it it packages it in like a thing for a child, which I think is amazing.
Hmm.
You know, and that's what I want to do with my children's book with you, Ray. Really,
Good pitch you got there, Timmy.
I think it is. I think it is, and I think that there's a pull away from, there was a pull away, because I even remember like a few years ago hearing parents being like, "Oh, we would never, I would never read that book to my kid because it's so sad, it's so whatever," and you're just like, "But isn't that kind of important? Like to, I don't know, to experience a sad thing,
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I
Yeah.
don't have
Yeah.
a child, so I don't. I can understand, I guess. I can maybe not understand, but relate to the hesitation to do it because you don't want to see your child sad. I get that.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, everyone's different.
Yeah,
I think it's important, but
I do
yeah,
too.
you
I
know,
think you got to help them
yeah,
find a way to be okay with expressing emotion, all emotion.
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Which is to say, I'm not going to illustrate your children's book. Unfortunately.
He's going to teach you how to deal with disappointment, Timmy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a tough chapter that happens in many children's book authors' trajectories. This is just the beginning of my biopic, Ray.
At the Giving Tree, I thought you were gonna like Laces. It's like kind of in a roundabout way talk about it representing you as a producer of this show.
Yeah, it
And
does.
like all you get is just
Yeah,
angry emails directed at
yeah.
people
I'm
like
not gonna
Dale.
lie. Occasionally, I've gotten some criticism where I felt like that person was sitting on the stump that was me. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I say to myself, "You are the giving tree, Timmy."
You,
I'm just kidding. Yeah, yeah,
that is amazing. Well, children's books are great. You should sign up for Adam's workshop.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I genuinely mean it.
no,
This is the
yeah,
thing. This is the thing that I think that is maybe people don't understand the like the depth that happens in that industry, and
oh my God, yeah,
I think it's incredible.
yeah. I think it's such a different language
Yeah,
than I know what I do. It's like it. I look at children's books the same way, like people who are into. It's like comics too. It's like I I've consumed a good amount of them. I understand the language, but geez, I mean, it'd be nice one day to try and attempt one, but it's like learning. That's a whole nother different skill set.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but
It's a
it's
dream that I'm scared of, honestly.
yeah, yeah. It's definitely like wow. It's a huge time commitment because you got to treat that thing. You got to go in treating it with respect because uh, I've seen artists like attempt children's books by like saying like, why don't I just do some paintings and slap some text together? And it's like, wow, this is a train wreck.
wow.
Like I feel bad for the trees that printed this thing, man. Like yeah, man, I mean, it sound harsh, but it was like, well, this is a really bad children's book. But the paintings are beautiful, but they were beautiful individually, you know?
Right, right. They
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
understand all that it takes and what you should be doing and the flow and the layout and
Yeah. Like there was one, I'm not going to name names. It was like a painter. I really respect the painter, really respect the painter, but I ran across a children's book where someone had put a story behind their paintings, and they're just like the paintings aren't narrative. Like they're just beautiful paintings on their own. They're very classically done, and it's just like it's like wow, this is not good. You know, and like you walk away feeling like it's like you could tell. I don't know. I recognize the pieces, but I'm like, there's no way somebody thinks that this is subconsciously thinks that this is a beautiful marriage between the art and text. There's no way,
hmm
you know, because it's just like they weren't made at this for the same purpose. I don't know. Does
right.
that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Like they maybe heard, this with this I could see this as a kid's book, and instead of like
Yeah.
developing upon that, they instead just take it and throw it in there, and you're like, there's some more we can do here.
Right. Like you can have a piece of art that inspires the creation of a book or a series or something, and that makes total sense. But that has to be like you can't just fit it into something.
Right.
Like on paper, you might think like as a somebody who's not familiar with like well versed in the language. To me, I'm not saying this is you, by the way, but I'm
I
just
was
saying
I
like
was just gonna say that I don't know that we would be a good fit based on creative outlook and differences anyway. So
due to
yeah,
creative differences, I think I'm going to
yeah,
withdraw my consideration
yeah,
as for
yeah,
you being a
yeah. Cassandra
potential
and I are much. I mean, yeah, much better fit anyway. So I think this is for the best. I think everyone would agree. Sorry, proceed.
well, I was going to say that like you're it's a marriage, right? So like you and the writer, I would imagine, and I wish Adam were here to kind of ask this question, but like if I'm doing an illustration for like an article, right?
hmm
If I never talk to the writer, that's fine. It's not like a big deal. My job is to come up with a very artful way of communicating the meat of this article, right?
Yeah.
Um, and it's to run support for it. Children's books, it's a literal marriage of it. So it's like you and the writer.
Yeah.
I don't see how like you can be siloed off, and they could just okay, here's the script, go illustrate it. Like I don't know how that could work
You're
because
also kind of in a band where you're like, you want the levels to be right because
right,
Right.
it's really easy
exactly,
for someone to overshadow one another and or like pull away from a different like moment.
right. Like
Because
that's why both of their names are on the book.
yeah, because that illustrate the little vignette that I shared earlier, like um I connect with the writing. The illustration is just as beautiful, but like I think it's pretty I would imagine it's very easy for the artwork to step on the word, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense.
Yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
know if it's the other way. I don't know if the other way around would be as easy.
Well, and it seems tough because isn't it often the publisher will accept the writer's book and then they find the illustrator?
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Is like that. Like it makes that to me that makes sense, I guess. And I'm not saying that it does, but it like the it. I would imagine that it's much easier for the art to interrupt a story much more than it is the word interrupt the art.
Yeah.
Is
I
that
mean,
truthful or makes sense?
well, I think like I see that a lot in like comic books,
Okay.
um, where uh, where you if you have like an artist that has it's very finished pieces, like a ton of detail, and they're very involved. Like they're like masterpieces in every single
Mhm.
panel. That literally slows down the speed at which you are reading the book,
Yeah.
right? And because of that, the text has got to be kind of in line with that vibe, right? That idea, like
Yeah.
this is a slow story, but if it's not, and I've read a lot of stories where it's not, it's like this is a fast acting thing. It causes this sort of like this weird like vertigo where you're just like you want
Weird.
to go fast, but you're slowed down, you know.
Weird.
And I could see it happening the other way around. I'm not sure if it happens the other way around because I'm looking at the image first rather than the text. Like I look in comics, and I'm wondering if it's the same. It's the same with children's books. So you're looking at the image first, then the text. Even though you're reading the text first, I don't know. Does that make sense? Like the image makes its presence known.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
You like because a lot of times it's like integrated into the painting, um, versus an article. It's not really that. They're very
Yeah.
solid off.
Really quick,
Or
everyone,
sometimes.
start posting to Discord. Do it now. You got 3 minutes. Post it. We're gonna check it out soon. We're
Well,
going over
in
there in
that
3 minutes.
3 minutes, well, we can still continue to talk about children's books, but I want you to share Cassandra's piece. I want to see it large.
I haven't even gotten to the monkey yet very well.
Great drawing of her, though.
Well,
Yeah,
thank
that's
you.
great.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I feel like I was going to do a disservice if I didn't get her right.
Yeah.
I looked at that reference and I'm like, I'm not good enough. Not at least not today. But you
You
pulled it
are
off.
plenty
Well,
good enough, Ray.
I want to see Ray's too.
Yeah, you captured his likeness so well, too.
Oh my
Oh, it's
gosh, that's
beautiful.
great.
Fantastic.
Well, I didn't go full color, and I did I think a 16 by 9 crop just felt more
It feels
appropriate.
National Geographic. Like you did good.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad.
After
You know
seeing
what's
this,
funny?
no, go ahead, Ray.
Well, what's funny, John, is that I picked your reference thinking, all right, John's not going to pick this one. He's going to pick the Explorer with the binoculars on. So I'm good. I'm good to go. And I log in and I see John's you're already trying. I'm like, oh man.
Well, actually, uh, this was a new material night, trying something different, and it's kind of a train wreck right now. I've discovered that certain colors don't move around with water, but
Oh, interesting.
but the intent of doing this is for an underpainting. I mean, so because I'm going to put acrylic over the top, I'm going to go back and go acrylic on top of it, build it up in layers, so I can take care of that in the acrylic. But I kind of like the attitude of what it does with, with modeling. Uh,
What is it that you put are these like water soluble
yeah, the
crayons?
water soluble neocrayons,
Oh yeah, Karen Dash
neocolors.
or
Yeah, the
yeah.
Caran d'Ache neocolors.
Yeah, those are
And
great.
so what I'm going to do, and I'm going to say what I'm going to do because I'm going to make a commitment. So I finish this piece, or at least go to the next level and solve the problems of what it should be an underpainting. Um, I am, I'll have to push these darks with something else. I don't know exactly what it will do, if it will re-wet or not. So I may have to fix it before I do it. But this was kind of a train wreck, but something that will work. Um,
I,
It doesn't look like
it
one.
does not look like a train wreck.
well, I'm gonna, because I've talked to you about doing like finishing them. This was my last week,
Oh, yeah, that looks
Spotlight
Nice.
that.
so
Jeez.
good.
and I'm
No,
not
don't
done with it.
spotlight that, Timmy. It's too good.
Oh,
I'm not done
oh,
with it yet because I haven't painted all of this stuff, but it's the same kind of thing. It's done. It's like all oil crayons and dry and a little bit of dry brush paint. And I'm having fun learning how to do that.
I just love the idea that there's gonna be some artist is coming out of the drawing hive era, and their career is gonna be studied. years from now, and
Yeah.
they're going to be like, what's up with this, like the 500 drawings that they have of like
Pop culture.
random pop culture, and you're going to be like, they were doing this thing. It was like a podcast. It wasn't a podcast. It was kind of a
That kind
podcast.
of.
It was-
They weren't really concentrating that much. And
yeah, they were talking during a lot of it. Um, yeah.
man.
Um, yeah, we are heading to Discord any second now, so don't sleep, people. Some very funny drawings in tonight.
Can't
Did you
wait.
guys ever watch that? This is
Amazing.
my recommendation for anybody that had fun drawing tonight. Did anybody see the? It's from probably like 4 years ago, maybe five. The documentary Jane.
No,
Jane
Uh,
I
Goodall.
saw the trailer, but that was about as
Yeah,
far
it's
as
the
I
Jane
got.
Goodall documentary. It's her first husband, um, who when they first went to the jungle, it's their first interaction with primates, and they recovered like hundreds of hours of footage, like 10 years ago,
Wow.
and
Wow.
it's wild. I really recommend it.
I've seen other Jane Goodall documentaries. I'll have to check that one out. I have not seen that
It's
one.
probably the largest collection of like the original footage from like the first era, and it's like it's pretty, I mean, there are parts of it where you're like, like it is interesting because sometimes you have to like put it in like the era, because you have to be like, oh, who would think this is a good place to like raise a child, you know
I
what I
was gonna
mean?
say some of the way hearing
Yeah,
his son talk about his childhood to me is
yeah.
wild. I mean,
No,
he was
there are
happy to be
segments of the
fun.
documentary where it was safer for the children to be caged than the monkeys.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, that's
that's all.
exactly what I remember hearing
And
him
you
talk
get to a
about.
point where you're kind of like, that's weird.
All I could think was like all the stories you've heard of, chimpanzees attacking people. When I was looking
Yeah,
for her reference,
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
all I
Right.
could think about was like, oh my gosh, she just put herself in harm's way and her
yeah,
kids and everybody else all the time.
yeah. Those are show monkeys. I'm just kidding. It's- those are the diva monkeys,
Okay, so
John.
I forgot to
Yeah.
ask this. I wanted to ask anybody in this room, and assume between the four of us, a couple of you do. Did you ever all watch Marlon Perkins? And do you know who he was from
No.
Wild Kingdom?
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh, Wild Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, but man, I couldn't put a.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
he used to be on like. Didn't he used to go on like Johnny
YouTube.
Carson?
You
Yeah,
got some
all the
people.
time.
You got some
Yeah.
people in the
Okay.
chat. There you go. You won over the chat, John.
Yeah, I love Marlon Perkins.
Yeah.
But that's definitely people because that was I think
Yeah.
Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom went off in like 1978 or something when they quit showing it. But it's what he was the environment. He and Jane Goodall were the ones I was aware of.
Right.
I feel like
Yeah.
Jack Hanna was my version of that.
You guys
Well,
ready to see some
Jack
art?
yep,
Hanna was definitely my version of that. Yeah.
yep.
You guys
All
ready to see
right.
some art?
Ooh, Suzanne, that looks
Nice.
amazing.
Yeah, Suzanne broke the
Nice, Suzanne.
ice. I was able to post it, which I'm trying to. If you give me enough of a heads up, I try to post the first person you draw.
Oh, it's
Oh
beautiful. You
wow.
did
Ah,
so good with
thanks.
Jeez.
Great,
that.
Alexandra.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Oh,
There.
Nice,
Xander.
Sander.
That's really great.
Oh boy, I love it.
Nice.
You know
Nice.
what? We're never mad when you pick your own ref. We wonder, did we
You
let you
stayed you
down?
stayed on subject. It's great.
We
Yeah,
wonder,
yeah.
did we disappoint you? Did we let you down? But it's okay.
Oh, fantastic. Always excited to
Nice.
see his post-it notes. I love to on Instagram, post-it notes is now like commenting on his posts.
Did you see my post?
Yes,
No
I did,
way.
Timmy. I loved it. Do you
Post-it note,
really mean it?
yeah, post-it note like commented like love the art, and I said if you really loved it, you'd share it.
I was laughing so hard when I saw that. Great job there.
just
I like
just
your
shot
alligator.
fired shots right at post-its social
Hmm.
Well,
media manager.
there goes another sponsor. That could
Yeah,
Hey,
have been.
that's how you develop is you try them all.
yeah.
Great
Yeah.
job there.
Oh, I thought
Really
you were gonna
nice.
say
That's good.
that's how you build relationships in this business. You go to war with everyone.
Yeah, from the ashes. Yeah, I got it.
Oh, that's so
That's
That's
nice,
Yeah.
nice.
man.
great. Yeah.
My favorite.
Yes,
Awesome. Do you
George.
think at any point Jane was like, actually, these monkeys rescued me? Yeah.
Ooh, that's
No, that's
really
great.
nice.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good shapes on
Oh,
that.
you got the good short shorts and the
Yeah.
mullet. Brilliant.
He was a babe.
Yeah, he was good. Go in.
He's like, crikey.
Oh, I love that.
The other thing about him,
Yes, Nicole.
He's on a rescue mission. He's
when I was
saving us,
looking for
man.
his reference, I was blown away. Like he was rolling around with these alligators.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
yeah, would not want to fight that guy.
No.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Mm,
He's wily.
Yeah, he was a badass.
that's really nice.
Yeah. The photo we didn't choose was him holding his baby feeding a crocodile.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen that
Great
that
one.
one that
job.
one made me nervous.
You don't want to mix them
Yeah.
up, be like, wait, I
Yeah.
thought that was the meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really nice, Karen.
Well done.
His
Oh,
zoo
I
is
love
Very
very
that
nice.
impressive.
too.
Addison, you're killing it.
Beautiful.
Wow, Addie,
Nice. Wow.
I love
Addie,
that.
way to
Really
go.
nice.
That's a portfolio piece, Addie. That's beautiful.
Oh, Karen, that's great. Love it. Yes. Oh, that's
That's
so great. You
fun.
got a great expression on
Wow.
this.
Killed it with the mullet. We might need to do a mullet week.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh,
Let's
those are
do let's do
fantastic.
bad haircuts.
I'd love that. Nice, Terry.
Nice, Terry. Nice.
Yeah.
Marcy.
Oh, Marcy, that's just lovely.
Wow.
Love that. Fantastic.
Awesome.
Oh, wow. Really
Very
good.
nice.
Yeah, Jeff.
Seven. Oh my
Look
God.
at the
Oh
dragons
boy.
in the
The
distance.
Little dragon.
Nice. I see.
Yes.
Good
Crikey.
Great
stuff.
job. Oh, you got the wind down there. Perfect. Oh,
That's
that's really
That's
Wow,
sweet.
that's great.
beautiful.
really
Hmm.
sweet. That's a good image.
Whoa.
Wow, Robert.
Ooh, Robert,
Jeez.
that's beautiful.
Nice.
Nice,
I
I
like
Karen.
just
love it.
tucking the alligator in there.
Yeah, I was like, what? Oh, nice.
Really nice.
Nice.
That's how you get bit by a monkey, right?
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
you lose the nose.
I
Oh,
love
that's
it.
fun, Nicole.
Nice. Okay.
Oh,
Great job,
that's,
Anne.
There you
that's
go.
killer.
Oh, those are wonderful. Yes.
There you
Very nice.
go.
You
Nice.
just missed his short shorts, though.
Good stuff, Valerie.
Nice,
Valerie.
Valerie. Oh, yeah,
Nice,
Jeff.
Jeff.
So fun. Ooh, Sabrina.
Great stuff,
Very
Sabrina.
nice, Sabrina.
Great.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
This
yes.
is
Yes, yes,
awesome.
yes.
Hell
Love.
yeah.
Thank you,
Oh my
Rae-lynn.
God, you're my favorite person. That's awesome. A standing alligator. Hilarious. Send me an email. I have children's books ideas. Ray,
How
you're
famous
out.
do you want to be?
Ray, you're out. Rae-lynn is in.
Yeah, you
Oh,
don't even have to change the first name. You got it.
Yeah, we don't
Well,
even
you
have to change the first
spell
name.
differently.
Yeah, it's Rae-lynn, Rae-lynn. It's the same deal.
It won't matter in the pitch deck.
oh, I love that,
No.
Iris. That is so great.
Awesome.
Oh, Julian, that's beautiful.
Very
Good
fun.
stuff.
Nice, Julian.
Crikey.
Good
Look
luck.
Shayla. Look at this, Shayla.
Oh, that's a
stuff.
great beginning there.
Awesome
Ooh,
stuff,
Michelle.
people. I'm
Ooh.
loving this.
Nice,
Wonderful.
Michelle.
Wow. Those are nice.
Oh, whoa.
Really, really nice. Great job. Yeah, Terry.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's great.
I
doing
love that
great.
one.
Oh, I love. Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, that's a good one.
Andy,
Wow.
Good
Ooh,
one,
Really
Randy.
good.
that's good, Randy.
Pat's away this week. Nate's gone, so Randy's cooking. No, just kidding.
Randy's
Yeah.
always cooking.
I can't help it.
You're such a
Randy, it was so
poster,
much
Timmy.
fun. It
Oh,
was so much fun drawing.
Felicity.
Wow.
Way to
I
go,
love that
Felicity.
I love
the
that.
monkey put her on the banana phone.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great. Jane's got a call.
Oh, that's really nice.
That's great.
Oh my gosh, I
Ooh,
love
that's
this, John.
good.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So good. Oh, the chest hair
That's crazy,
and the
John.
shorts.
We
It's
haven't seen you for a minute,
Well
beautiful.
John.
done,
That's
John.
awesome.
Love it so much.
Oh, that's great too. I like that.
Hmm.
All right, this is a good one to end on. I love it. Awesome.
Y'all did awesome.
That was great. That was really fun. If nothing else comes up, I'm like in bad hair day for next week, maybe, but we'll see. We'll see if there's something
Yeah, I was
more
gonna suggest
important.
too, we could have like an ear or nose episode.
Ears and nose. We should do an ENT week. Ear,
Though
nose, and
Dale
throat.
has to show up because
Yeah,
like, you know,
yeah. He's the ear king.
yeah.
Um, all right, everybody. That was really fun.
Ray and
Join us
Cassandra,
next week.
great
Yeah.
drawing and hanging out with you. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you all
Likewise,
for
everyone.
joining
Take
us
care.
tonight.
I
Thanks, Timmy. Good one.
stay warm.